Hi guys, I'm here at the CMA Songwriters series at the O2 with Nicolle Galyon. How are you, Nicole?
I'm great.
It's
Thanks
great.
for having
Yeah,
me.
no problem. It's great to see you.
You too.
Welcome to London.
Thank you.
Is this your
First time.
first time? Seriously, you're a
First
newbie.
time. Yeah.
That's cool. So obviously this is part of C2C Festival. Have you heard much about the festival in the States from people who've played here?
What I've heard is this is famously the best crowd ever to play for.
That sounds about right.
And
Yeah.
Shane McAnally told me like several years ago. He's like, if you ever get a chance to do this, you have to do it. And so I essentially begged to
Yeah.
be here. I was like, please, somebody cancel so I can be a part of this.
So you're sticking around for the duration of the festival and kind of hoping to catch a few of the performances and things. So.
Well, we are gonna stay. I think till Saturday. We're not here. We're not. We actually played another festival in Belfast earlier this week, so we are already gone almost a week. We got little kids, you know.
But I was reading a quote of yours last night where you said there came a point in your career where the performance bug kind of went for you, and you wanted to do the songwriting thing full time. So, do you get the chance to do things like this very often in the States, where you are actually performing out on stage?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like not a typical songwriter in that a lot of songwriters start singing first, and then as the writing is an extension of their love for singing and performing. And I actually got into this backwards, where I kind of have to sing out of necessity because writing was really my first love. Like, people say I'm a singer-songwriter, and I'm like, I'm a songwriter-singer. Yeah. And so it's taken me a long time to really get comfortable performing, and now I feel like I've figured out how to make it work for me. And right now I'm in this particular season where I'm getting to kind of step in and get just dip my toe in the water. Like, I got to sing on the Ryman stage with Keith Urban earlier this month, and I have a song on the Walker Hayes record that I'm featured on, which was just so cool because
Halloween.
now I can, yeah, Halloween. So now I can go out on a tour bus for a weekend and jump out and sing it for a song, but I don't have to carry a show, and I'm not really a performer. In fact, I was telling some Belmont students last night that came to the show, I said, I things really started working for me when I quit trying to be a performer and just learned to be a human on stage, and I'm just gonna be myself and sing my songs and not perform. And it killed all my anxiety, and it seemed that people really connected with me and my songs more when I did that.
Yeah. Now, in the very diverse world of country music that we live in nowadays, you're kind of the perfect example of someone who's not afraid to push the boundaries when it comes to the genre. I mean, things like Anthem and Smooth and obviously Halloween. So, is that an intentional thing to try and push the boundaries when you do that, or is that what naturally comes out when you go into a writer's room?
I mean, I think part of my growth and my journey has been figuring out what rules to break. Yeah. And that keeps me inspired. I mean, we write a lot of songs. We write for me, I write about 120 songs a year on average. So you get tired of yourself really fast. I get sick of my tricks, and it's fun to just try things on that maybe I'm a little uncomfortable with, or maybe you haven't heard before. And I mean, our town in Nashville is just swamped with great songs, and so sometimes it seems like if you just are different enough, your odds of that song kind of finding its way through the cracks is better.
So, give us an insight into kind of the life as a songwriter in Nashville. Is it literally like a 9 to 5 job where you will go into a room and try and kind of smash out as many songs as you can? Is that
Yeah, I mean,
how does it work?
I mean, it is. I say, Rodney, my husband, and I, we're both writers, and we say we're lunch pail songwriters, or we're blue collar songwriters, because I think there's this perception of songwriting that we're just chilling out in a coffee shop, writing in a journal, sketching words that rhyme, and just waiting for inspiration to hit us. But the truth is, most of the writing community is hustling so hard, and you'll show up and finish a song with someone between 9:30 and 11, then you'll shoot over to another part of town and you'll write a song between 11 and 4, and then you'll hit the studio on the way home and demo a song with a band. And so it really is 9 to 5, and even more than that, because you're constantly having to show up the next day with tons of ideas. So if we were getting paid by how often our little songwriting antenna was up and we were planning and anticipating writes, I don't think we're ever really off. I mean, when I'm with my kids and we're eating dinner, or we're at a family event or something, somebody says something, I'm like, that's a song idea. So I'm still a songwriter even when I go home.
Full time. Well, as you mentioned before, there's so much talent in Nashville. The songwriting circle is just so competitive at the moment. So, how much of a task was it to get into that position where your songs were being heard by people like Keith and Miranda and these people?
Well, I had to be really bad at it for a long time. And I honestly think that that's like the piece of advice that people don't want to hear is you have to be willing to write more bad songs than the next guy. And it just took me a long time. I mean, they say it's a 10-year town, and I had truly been in Nashville for 10 years writing songs the year that I got my first, basically made my first dime as a songwriter. And that's, I mean, I honestly can't explain why it happens, but it does seem like when that first song goes, it's kind of like the first domino that falls over, and then the rest, they don't come easier, but you start to maybe like believe that your songs could be heard because you've experienced it one time.
Yeah. Is it, looking back over your songwriting career, is there a moment that stands out to you, kind of a song that you were writing that you think that's kind of the moment that you'll remember for the rest of your life?
I have a lot of them, but I would say that writing Automatic was a really big day for me, because the day that we wrote Automatic was my first time to write with Miranda and Natalie Hemby. I'd written with Natalie, but that was our first time to write. At that point, I had never had a single on the radio. And so I was like, gosh, this is so special for me to get the opportunity to write. But also, I had a 3-week-old baby. I was so tired and was like so confused as to why I was getting this opportunity right now after I've been in town all these years and have been so free and available. And now I'm like, I don't even know what's up and down, and I'm writing. And so the fact that day, I was really kind of in a headspace at that point of like, okay, I've been at this for a really long time and nothing's really happened. Should I pull back and stay home and be full-time mom? Or should I continue? Should I, fight through the working mom thing? And when that song happened, it was just kind of like a lightning bolt of clarity of, okay, you're definitely supposed to still be songwriting.
Yeah. And a lot of your songs, including Automatic, have been a part of this great period for country music where it's grown internationally as well. I mean, we've got C2C Festival here now. So what do you put that down to, and why do you think so many people around the world have engaged with the genre so much?
I honestly don't know. I know, like, for us in Nashville, just the TV show Nashville has done so much. I mean, I don't think any of us ever predicted that show would do what it's done, huge, put so many eyes on our town. So I don't know how that plays out internationally, if that show is international.
Yeah, it's huge.
But I know even just as a songwriter, there's so much more intrigue with the songwriting community than there ever was before, because they showed a little bit on that show of like what it is that we do, and a lot of people, including myself, I didn't know how it worked. I was a diehard country music fan and knew who songwriters were, but I had no idea how the mechanics of the publishing industry worked, and so I think that's probably maybe one reason why.
Well, Nicolle, enjoy the rest of your time in London.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to seeing you tonight, and we'll hopefully see you again very, very soon.
Yes, I hope I come back soon.
Thank you.